This week in Square with Gray Square.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Square Up with Gray Square. Today we're lucky enough to be hanging out with Mr. David Moore.
How are you guys doing? Welcome. Yes. Hallelujah. What's happening?
I love the energy, man. I'm already gassed up.
Woo! Let's just drink one of these. You know what I mean? Here's an advertisement of Phoenix. No, it's just joking. I had it
What
like
is that?
at a conference they gave me. It's Rise Up Phoenix Energy, Mood Focus, Blood Mood. I haven't drank it yet.
Okay, all right.
This is how I am before I drink this stuff.
Is this like some sort of 5-hour energy type of deal, or is it?
I think so.
Or?
It's like it's like supposed to be something herbal. I went to a conference. They gave it to me. I was like, okay, I'll try it, but I have a lot of energy either way.
All right, good stuff.
Just keep a little battery on the side.
Hey, that's fine. I hope you get paid for the plug.
100%.
Yeah, right. So to give a little about David, he's a digital marketing consultant based in Toronto, specializing in really all things digital marketing. And we're lucky enough to be hanging out with him. So how's it going? You're in Toronto, right, at the moment?
Yes, sir.
Okay, gotcha. How long have you been in Toronto?
Well, I moved to Toronto, I think, I don't know, probably 12 years ago, something like that. 2008, 2009, since I just kind of stayed. I went to Ottawa, went to school in Ottawa.
Okay.
Went to a culinary school, Cordon Bleu. So I wanted to be a big famous chef.
Yeah. So that's an interesting lead-in, man. So my first question would be like, tell us about yourself, but I'm really interested to hear how does the transition go for you from culinary school to digital marketing?
Well, you spend a lot of money on school and you need to make money. And I found out really fast that the profession is not as selling as they say. The more you educate yourself, essentially, and we're all about self-education here, but the more you educate yourself, and that's what I kind of started doing. That was probably, 2006, 2007. I started kind of, reading Robert Kiyosaki, Tim Ferriss, all the great people. It started to come up, before that, my first ever motivational book or whatever was Tony Robbins, Awaken the Giant Within. I was broke. I was sitting in a basement. I was working as a fancy chef and all that, but the reality was that I was broke. And my friend gave me an audio book on a MP3. Remember those MP3?
Oh yeah.
Have those.
Where's that now? Touch.
Right? It's lost the touch. But yeah, she gave me an MP3 player and she said, hey, listen, this guy, his name is Tony Robbins. You got to listen to him. He's a motivational speaker. I'm like, the last thing I need in life is a motivational speaker. But long story short, I listened to it and Tony says it's all the power of decisions. It's all about making decisions. And I felt like in life I wasn't making any decisions and I need to start making decisions. And Robert Kiyosaki says it doesn't important, like the fact that what you learned in school doesn't necessarily the same way you make money. So making money and school are not the same, are not correlated. Like the world has taught you go learn and then go make money, but that's absolutely wrong. That path is broken, right? Those two things. And I was so tied up with being a chef and I wanted to be a chef and I had this career of 15 years and I couldn't get out of it. I heard Kiyosaki and he said that it's like liberated me. I said, screw it. I got to get a better job. And I found a job in sales and marketing, door to door, sales and service with an amazing company out here in Canada. And, I stayed there for 5 years and I finished there as a direct sales manager. I was assistant general manager. I had the opportunity to run with an amazing crew, 40 to 50 workers a day, going door to door.
No kidding.
Amazing people that work this type of job. The CEO, he was literally my first mentor in life, like a person to look up to. He's a 16-time world karate and kickboxing champion. He's 38 years old.
No
and the cool part, he was 13-time karate and kickboxing champion. And then he had a full hip replacement. And, he said to himself, and that's why I admire this mindset, the champion's heart mindset, is that he said, you know what, with a broken hip, I'm going to go out there to Greece and I'm going to win world title. And I asked him on my podcast, I brought him into my podcast, asked him, why would you do that? You're like crazy. You have like a titanium hip. They know it. Like, are you insane? And he's a heavyweight dude, so he's not a little tiny one.
Sure.
So essentially he said, you know what? I wanted to prove my kids that I'm still a champion. I'm not broken. And that was like a huge moment for me as well, because all I've been doing in my life is for my kids too. And he just simply said that. I just didn't want my kids thinking that I'm a loser.
Sure.
So he went, dude goes, trains for 6 months, goes to fight younger guys than him, bigger guys than him, gets a world title. And then says, you know what? I actually qualified for the next rank, guys that are heavier and younger. And since I'm already here, I might sweep that one as well. And he takes that one as well. And a year later goes back and defends the title. So it's an amazing person. And that's the person who was my mindset coach. You know what I mean? Every single day, Ben will call you. Ben will flip it for you. If you're not in the mood, if you're not in a victory mood today, you're not in the mood of winning, you're not in the mood of championship, forget it. Stay home, stay in bed. Don't come to work.
Yeah.
But you're already in. So boom, switch the mindset. And working with a guy like that for 5 years, and having entrepreneurial personality as well, I always had that, essentially it's going to do that to you. You're going to start saying like, I need my own team. I love Ben to death, but I need my own team. I need my own family. I need my own gang. And that's where it started, man. That's where that was the real switch. And
that's awesome.
The how-to is I was sitting in my van as a manager. I was swiping on my Facebook. My workers were held that. That's supposed to and I saw an ad about this affiliate marketing. I'm making so much money. I made $100,000 doing affiliate marketing. And I said, if this skinny guy could do it, I could do it. Sure, and here we are 4 years later.
That's awesome. So, I mean, going from cooking to, direct sales and doing well there, I mean, managing a team of 50 people doing anything is no simple task, For you, why was that not good enough? Like, what was like, the path of maybe I can manage 110 teams and blah, 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 and make that a career, which I imagine would be lucrative. What was like, I need to do, I need to switch again to more like digital marketing, kind of doing my own thing. Like what was the change there,
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm a lifestyle entrepreneur.
Okay.
And what I mean by lifestyle, there's a lot of people that say that in 2020, right? But I'm a lifestyle dude. And I believe that everything should be motivated by lifestyle, the lifestyle you want to create to yourself. What made the big change is it was the best job. And I promise you, I worked 15 years doing something I love and do so well, right? And the CPS job was the best job in my life, right? And I would not leave it unless I wanted a better lifestyle. I knew that sitting in a van all day and doing that, it's not what I was meant to be.
Sure.
Like, there's so much, like, there's people that are so rich. How do they do that? They don't sit in the van all day, right? Right? Like, how does he do? Like, how does Ben do that? He makes $35 million, right? Like, how does he do that? Right? And besides that, I had the opportunity to work with Ben very closely, and I was invited. I wasn't a GM or I wasn't an executive, but I was invited because of my skills. I would just say, because of my cooking skills. You know what I mean? I was invited to come out and to a very unique place once a year before the season starts. They gather the execs and the CEO and all the important GMs and everybody. They gather up in the mountain and they have in a cabin and they do a 4-day boot camp, an executive boot camp, which is, you know what I mean? I came in this company from a worker perspective and I climbed it up. I didn't have the opportunity to come in as a manager or a GM or anyone at the top. So coming in a worker and climbing one step at a time and then getting to sitting at, the wolf's den with all the big guys who used to manage you as a worker, you're like looking around, right? And it's a total different environment. And the value you're going to get in an environment like that of business management, right? Organization management, organization infrastructure, right? The things you're going to get up there, you're not going to get in any school. You're not going to get, you have open heart conversation between the CEO and managers about last year in front of all the managers. in front of all the GMs, all the executives, in a tight environment where we sleep with each other in the room. It's like a military type.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like it's a cabin, right? And it's so intimate. And everybody knows, oh, this is the number you did last year. What are you going to do this year? It's going to be better. You're a champion. Remember? The guy is a champion. Champions dominate, right?
Yeah.
Right? So it will change you. The higher you go in these ranks, in these companies, in these big companies, it will change you. It will put your perspective. I could do this, right? I should be doing this in my business.
Sure.
That's it.
No, that's a great story, man. This kind of a side note. Do you ever cook still, just for fun? You do it as a
100%.
side gig? You do it for people, or just kind of do your own thing?
100%. I do it all the time. I do it as a hobby. Nothing. I don't do anything professional.
You don't like cater or anything like that?
I don't do any catering. I'll tell you why. I've been in the food industry for so long, and I've been in business for long enough to know that as soon as you touch something, you need to put 100% focus into it, right?
Sure.
You need to build a team around it. You need to build, funding for it. You need to, if you want it to move forward. That's how things are. No matter if you're on day one of your business or day 5 years in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you didn't go through the easy steps of building a team, creating a budget, finding sponsors, validating your product in the market, if you didn't go through these basic process, it doesn't matter where you are, how big your business is. If it's one person or 100 people, if you didn't do the specific steps, right? So when I take the specific steps in the food industry and validate these ideas, they're not as profitable as what I'm doing right now, marketing, which I really like and enjoy. So
it's a great concept, and it's something I believe in too. I mean, if I don't think I can be the best in something, I don't even want to compete. It's like, it's the reason that our business here, we're diverse. We take on different industries and different clients, but to a degree, we try to stay in our lane because we think we can be the best at what it is that we do for our clients. We don't get too far outside of that. It's the same reason that, like for us personally, we stay out of the digital marketing space because I don't think we can be the best at it, even though it's a lucrative industry. It's something you gotta commit to. I mean, it's a great concept. I think anybody can take away from that. I think it's a good testament to, if you're going to do something, do it well. So with going into that, your business currently, right? Digital marketing is such a necessity for businesses and for entrepreneurs. And it's one of those things that, where do you start, right? Like, your customer could be any business with need for more customers and brand awareness, which is every business. How do you go about customer acquisition? Like, where do you start? Do you target industries? Do you go for specific types? Do you go for small businesses? You try to do whale hunting? Like, what's your strategy on providing a service that kind of everybody needs?
Well, what we do is we're a media buy partner. So my team specializes in online paid advertising and traffic optimization and funnel optimization, sales funnel optimization. That's something that we do the best. Honestly, we did a lot of stuff. I did social media marketing, social media agency, social media that, social media this, local clients. Man, I've been in this for 4 years. I'm trying to build websites, like build blogs, man, you name it. Like, I've done all of it. You know what I mean? The best thing we do is paid advertising, multi-platform campaigns, and funnel optimization and sales funnel optimization, no matter where it is. I work with ClickFunnels because I'm a diehard and I love Russell Brunson. But no matter what funnel you have out there in the world, this is what we do. I'll say it, we're just experts at it. That's where we craft our niche. So to say, how do I go about getting customers, and that, honestly, by partnerships, because we can drive traffic. We can do Facebook ads. Like, we just, like, last year did a short campaign, 12 grand, and we made 103,000 in sales. Facebook ads. No pixel, no tricky things, very easy. What we needed to get done, we got it done. So we know how to do Facebook ads. We can go out and run Facebook ads for ourselves. But here's the thing. So far, what the way we did things is acquiring customers through partners, because our partners, they give us the best customers, which we have to work the less amount of work to explain what we do.
Sure. 'Cause you're working with
So
referrals
what
and
we actually do
relationships.
is our strategy of acquiring customers, right, is helping our partners massively, fully, front end. So our partners, when they get asked, oh, who did this for you? This guy.
Sure.
So when we do ads and we deliver them results, they can go and they can brag about it, and they can say, and I force them to do that. Go on your Facebook, put it on. Go. That's how we acquire customers. We can go and do ads and do the sales process and whatnot, but results will send you more traffic than you'll ever need. You know what I mean? Results would send you celebrities your way. Results will send you gurus your way that are going to come out and going to say, oh, I know you, you have a small agency, but you do something very well that I need. Lucky, I'm going to grab you now because you don't have a lot of clients. So I'm going to utilize and use your skill, right? And that's what happens in a lot of the gurus. People, our consulting clients, people that come to us and say, hey, teach us how you guys do it, right?
Yeah.
We'll pay you, right? And then I say, don't pay us. Give us a profit of what you do. We'll help you. We'll help you.
And that pitches work. So one of my questions I was going to get to was, how do you show proof of concept for a new business? Because, you know, I think every business owner gets pitched, hey, let me do your digital marketing by, you know, 3-4 people a week. And
the proof of concept is in the results.
Yeah, and that's the challenge for a lot of agencies, at least that pitch me, right, is, okay, this sounds great on paper, prove it, right? You want me to send you a check for, you know, $1, $1 million, whatever. How do I know I'm going to get anything from it, right? Is your answer to that what appears to be almost this like commission-based model? Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Well, we do performance-based advertising.
Yeah.
So we build out
you make a lot
funnels.
more money that way.
Pardon?
You make a lot more money that way.
100%. 100%. There's a lot of agencies, and that's why. And here's why agencies fail. Because agencies come to, and I had an agency, and I still have an agency, and I did the retainer part. And here's why agencies fail. They come to customers and say, "Hey, it's $3,000 to do Facebook ads."
Yeah.
And the customer is saying,
That's the pitch I
"Okay,
get.
you know what? I'll try you out for a month. Here's money. I give you money." Then comes around, you do the Facebook ads, you try to explain them, listen, you need budget, you need this, you need that. You come around with all this stuff. What do they care about? Bottom line numbers.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? They don't care about what you do. So eliminate what you do from the picture for a second and ask your customer, what do they care about the most, right? So, because when you ask them about what they care about the most, they don't care about what you do. You know what I mean? And guess what? They don't need you to prove that you know what you do. Because here's the thing.
Selfish, they have their own interests.
Because here's the thing. They don't care if you go out there and do YouTube ads or Facebook ads. They don't care a damn crap on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What they do care is that they gave you $3,000 and they got at least $3,000 in the back. Otherwise, if it's like a local business or it's a business or locally or one of those, they actually think like you should come and sit in their office to do this.
Sure.
For that money. You know what I mean? So it's all about perspective. So I never come out with a retainer and I say, listen, give me $3,000 to do it. Because I've failed so many times that I know that stuff doesn't retain customers. That stuff gets you a lot of customers to pump the ads, but it doesn't keep the longevity. 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 5 months. Doesn't work, right? When you work on performance-based advertising, as soon as they start making money, why would they want to leave?
Yeah, you make it to where they love writing you that check, you know? Like, I mean, that in a way, that's our pitch to clients, you know, with the sales campaigns that we provide our clients is, you know, you're not gonna pay anything if we're no good. But if we're good, when we're good, you're going to pay us a lot and you're going to be thrilled to do it. You know, I think any business could say the same thing. Like if you're helping me get what I want and I'm making more than I'm giving you, I'll give you every dollar I can scrounge up if I'm getting more than that on the other side of it as a guarantee. I mean, it makes sense. And it goes back to what you said before we even started here, discussing like providing value. I think that's something that, would you say that a common mistake of people getting into the digital marketing space is like a lack of confidence that they can provide value? Is that why the performance-based model isn't the industry standard? Because I don't think it is. I think you're unique in the fact that that's sort of like a confident offering you can provide. You think it's a big mistake that people make?
Right. Well, the key is to put your money where your mouth is.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody understands that. It doesn't matter what business you have. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what service you provide, what product you sell, whatever the case is. You got to put your money where your mouth is. And the only way to do that is to guarantee results every time. With retainer model, you can't guarantee results every time because results are dependent on so many things that you know what I mean? It could be, you could have the best online marketing, but then you have a stupid person on the phone that barps every time they call a lead.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And then your conversions drop 75% on the back end. You don't even know it because the ads are killing it, the pages are killing it, but the customer's not getting any customers. It's a chain, right? It's a chain, and there's so many links that can do that. So the last thing you want to do is come to them and tell them, listen, I guarantee results 100%. You give me $3,000 on ads, I'll give you 10 back. Bullshit. What we do is optimization. What we do is we tailor a system because we have 4 pillars: marketing and advertising, lead generation, sales cycle, and repeat. These are our 4 pillars of the whole entire business cycle. We take over marketing and advertising and lead generation. So yeah, man, the really basic stuff is the fact that, you know, we take over marketing and advertising and lead generation and allowing the business to focus on their sales cycle. It's basically a huge game changer for a lot of businesses. But if you're an agency model, you can't really affect the sales cycle. You can't come around to the customer and say, hey, listen, you need to change your offer. Your offer is not good enough, right? But when they're not paying you as an agency, as a retainer, they feel that you're saying it out of the fact that you just want to make more money.
It's not an excuse anymore.
You know what I mean? It's not an excuse like, oh, your ads are not working. Well, the ads are working. Here's why: because cost per lead is this, front page show this. This is all the way through. Like, people are flowing all the way through until they get to you, and then, you know what I mean? Something happens.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe we can try to take that away from you as well. Can we automate that part for you as well? So let's see how we can automate that part. So we take that part from you and move them another step. You know what I mean?
You're using it as opportunities to create more buy-in.
It's like, you remember those, that game, Pipe Drive, where you had to kind of connect the pipes, right?
No, I don't think so.
It was like a sewage kind of thing, and you had different pipes, and you kind of had to restructure it. And
yeah. Okay,
I the liquid fuel.
Yeah.
So that green liquid is money, right? And what we do is we put the pieces in different ways that it gets to different parts at the end. So the money doesn't fall out and you get a bust, right? So we connect from the leak point, from the start point till the end, which is your bank, right? And that's what we come in and we do the optimization. I think that was the biggest success of our business, is to help our clients, you know, to get customers without being worried about, like, you know, how are they going to pay the bill for the agency, right? Because the agency is going to be really quiet and going to give you a 90-day journey to play with.
Oh, sure. If you can talk them into that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Because it's a journey.
Sure.
Every advertising case, people who advertise for a week and then they turn it off, they failed already. You need to advertise for 90 days and then look back at the results. Yeah. That's the reality. But yeah, man. Absolutely.
Strong points, man. A ton of good advice for anybody that wants to get into that space of, you know, kind of getting yourself in the right frame of mind. I think, you know, if I were to label something as a reason, I think you've done well. I think you look at things from the customer perspective. Maybe we'll attribute that to some sales experience, but it seems like you take things from their perspective and try to build a model around, what I think you would want as a customer or somebody being sold to.
That's
awesome,
where it
man.
started, by the way.
Oh,
I was looking for
yeah.
someone.
Yeah.
I was looking for someone to do my Facebook ads for an offer I had, and I was willing to give 50% of it, right? But everyone, literally everyone, was telling me, no, give me $2,000, give me $3,000, and I didn't have that money when I was starting my business. I didn't have $3,000 to pay someone, or $1,500 to pay someone
Sure.
to do Facebook ads. I just didn't have that.
And if somebody would have had your offering, they would have had you. They would have had you in. They would have made a lot more money off of you, and they would have had you as a customer for a lot longer.
It was a 6-figure journey that I was looking for someone to drive traffic to it. So they would have earned at least a 6-figure there, right there. But I think the greed for a lot of people is just taking that $1,500 and converting their time into effort. But in reality, it doesn't work like that. You will put all the time in the world. We're in the midst of a launch with Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. So it's a program they've been working on it for 8 months before getting paid $1, before having a single customer. It's them putting their hours, their time, their effort, thinking about their students. You know what I mean? They're going to come around. We're going to teach them this. We're going to do this. We're going to, you know what? It's not enough. We got to give them a software that's going to help them out. Let's build out a software. So they take another 6 months to build out a software. You know what I mean? Why? Because they think about the first person that comes in and their framework. How are they going to be successful with you? And that's what I started also changing, right? They come in and how can we be successful? What's the framework to make them successful? Because if they are successful, I can tell you, people that are listening and people that are clients right now, I want them, you know what? If any one of our clients is listening, please call me and say you cancel. Do you know what I mean? Please.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I'm not saying that as a cocky because that's never going to be the tone. We have a good relationship. We have good, it becomes to be a good friendship. It becomes a person that you could trust, a person that is telling you things that are happening, not because they're trying to find excuses to why their shit doesn't work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're telling you stuff because we want you to make it happen. You know what I mean? And it's your choice as a business owner how to take the sales cycle and to do the repeat. And that's very, very important. And I think that's the secret, right? When you come from a proposition of value and you genuinely want to help people out to push themselves out there, and they see that it's genuine, they stick around with you forever.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Fantastic insight, man. I'm really appreciative. And I think everybody listening is going to be as well. So if I'm, and we'll kind of wrap here, if I'm out there in the world listening and I want to find you, I want to learn more about you, or I want you to take over my world of marketing, how do I pull that off? How do I find you out there?
The best way to get me and to know who I am is to come to leveluppodcast.ca and go check out Level Up with David Moore. And the reason is, one of the things that I've learned in life is that you can learn your own mistakes, but it's better if you learn from mistakes of others. So my whole entire podcast is dedicated for the mistakes of others, people who are at the top, and they're not coming in and telling you how they did it. They're coming in and they actually talk about their failures, their advice, what's broken from. And I got that idea from Tony Robbins' podcast, where he interviewed a gentleman, Bill, that exited 8 billion-dollar evaluated companies. 8, right? Came in with a 0 from an idea to $1 billion. And the topic of the podcast was the 15 mistakes you want to avoid on the way to your $1 billion evaluation. And it's an amazing podcast by Tony Robbins.
That sounds like a solid listen, man. I'm going to have to get in on that myself.
It's so amazing. I was writing down stuff. You know what I mean? And you know what? He did it so cool. He's so excited about it. He's like, we had this great idea and we started doing this and then we got this and we got this and we got this and we got this. And it didn't work. I woke up one day in the morning and it didn't work. And here is why. And here is why I felt timing, right? And he'll say that timing is key, because what we did, we failed because we were too early with that app. It was too early. There's hundreds of apps like that today, but 5 years ago, 6 years ago, it was too early, right? Is there, they had some app idea teaching. There's billion-dollar teaching platforms out there.
Sure.
Right? Today, but they were the first there. but it was just not the time. So I decided, you know what? We're kind of going off here. I decided, you know what? I'm going to feature friends of mine. I'm going to feature colleagues of mine, clients of mine. I'm going to bring them in because they make a lot of mistakes, man. A lot of mistakes. One of our biggest clients made $50 million overall in the last 3 years. Forgot to connect his opt-in page with his email list. He's human, right?
Yeah, it's the simplest thing sometimes, you know.
It's human, man. It's human. Makes $350,000 a month. Forgets to connect his opt-in page to his email list. You know what I mean? And then hires a whole entire design team. That's why he's amazing. He's got a design team, but he brings all these guys and all their brains to figure it out. And then at the end, they tell him, you need to connect your email. That's why he's amazing, man.
That's great. No, that's
not lacking on it. You know what I mean? He's not lacking on it. And if he wouldn't done, and he crunches it and he brings the heat, you know what I mean? And that's about it, man. And we talk about these kind of things. Our first top 20 guests are evaluated almost $1 billion in evaluation total. If you look at the guests, Dean Graziosi is going to be up there coming up. I don't know when you guys are releasing it, but on the 20th, we're going to release an episode with Dean Graziosi. He's amazing. We got a couple of more interesting stuff. So yeah, if you want to learn about us, want to check us out, Level Up Podcast. That's awesome. Come check us out.
We will share links to that everywhere. We will blast it out there for you. Yeah, absolutely. And you guys need to get on it. I'm convinced I'll be doing it too. David, thanks all for your time, man. It's been a blast. Thanks for hanging out, everybody listening. Take it easy.
100%. Thank you so much. And we'll be in touch, my man.
You got it. Cheers, man.